Hello everyone and welcome to my TJ Silver channel. Today I would just like to show you a few pieces made using polymer clay. Some of them I've made and some of them have been made from me. The first piece I would like to show you is this beautiful box that Teresa Pandora Salgado made for me, and as you can see it has polymer clay in the top here, and then it's got other mediums used to decorate the rest of the box. The next thing I would like to show you is this little fairy house which I made, and it just goes to show that you can sculpt with polymer clay. I've made 2 or 3 of these and they're a lot of fun to make, so that's another thing you can do with it. I've also made a pair of earrings, nothing too technical there, but this has been made using an embossing folder and obviously a cutter, and it's got the embossing folder I've used both sides, so you've got the indentation one side and you've got the raised area on the other side. And the reason I wanted to do that is so as really when you're wearing them they do look nice both ways, or at least they look nice from the back anyway. And then there is another technique which is Mikami Gani, and this is layering pieces of clay and then taking slices and making like a veneer, and I've just made this necklace with this one. This is also a technique where you've got use of different mediums on the top, so you've got use of acrylic paint and some micas, and this was made for me by the lovely Esther Smith, so thank you Esther, I do love this, I absolutely adore the colours, beautiful piece. And then we've got the beautiful little sculptures here which have been made for me by Danielle, and I'll leave a link below to her site. She has an Etsy shop, and I highly recommend you take a look because she does some absolutely gorgeous things. There is also another little sculpture here that was made for me by Frederick, and this is another little fairy which I absolutely adore, but it's just really showing everyone the diversity of this medium, and not forgetting this is a piece that was made for me by Valerie Meadows of The Unruly Housewife. My little dragon, I absolutely adore him, and you can see here it's got some nice little gems in there, but it also shows that you can, there's so much you can do with this, and you can add other mediums. So you've got, I think this has got some buff or like Inca paste which highlights some areas of it, so there's lots of things that can be added to polymer clay. If you're someone that likes to make canes, then obviously you can make with the ends of the canes, you can make things like Natasha beads. And Natasha beads are basically where you sort of mush a bit of the clay together, I suppose. You can give it a bit of a twist, let it sit, and if you make it into a sort of a square or an oblong or rectangle, and then cut it down the middle, and you will then open it up and it gives you this mirrored effect. And they're beautiful because you can make all sorts of those. I've covered tools with it. You can make a veneer with it if you want to, but it is endless what you can do with this medium. Also there is making beads. There's some little beads here that I've made, and it really is such a versatile thing to use. So I would urge anyone that maybe wants to start out in polymer clay to take a look at all the different ways you can find out about this stuff. Pinterest, YouTube, there's curious.com, and if you're on social media there is some wonderful groups out there. If you just put polymer clay into the search bar you'll come up with lots. Personally I'm in a wonderful group called Hooked on Polymer, and there's also Polymer Clay Tribe, there's also the guilds, there's lots of ways that you can find out how to use this medium. And also lots of ways where you can get information, and there's some wonderful people out there that will freely give you that information, which is just just great. There's a couple of other things I want to show you before I forget. There's this box I made here which has been made using a cane, and I think the actual pieces of the cane were about ½ inch square, and I've covered the whole box with this and also done the inside using some felt and just some acrylic paint. But it just goes to show that you can turn, this was just a very simple little wooden, almost like balsa wood, I think, balsa wood box, and I've just covered it using obviously polymer clay, and that's really spruced that one up. There is also you know, you can get to this sort of point where this was made for me by a lovely lady called Floyd, Heart Within a Heart, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And I will leave a link below because she does do a PDF tutorial on this, so I will leave that below, so if anyone wants to take a look at her site too. But it's really just to say that, you know, don't give up with this sort of medium, because there's so much you can do with it, and I just hope that, you know, people take it up and they get some enjoyment out of it. And also I just want to take the opportunity to thank people that have helped me through this year with various questions I've asked, because I'm a great one for asking questions. So I just want to say thank you to Teresa, because I love you, darling. Thank you to Valerie, I love you too. Thank you very much to Cheryl and Paula for hosting the wonderful class this year in San Antonio, and thank you very much for having me there. And to Candy McCann for her wonderful picking me up from the airport, taking me out in San Antonio on the Thursday, and also taking me back to the airport on the Tuesday. That was really, really kind of you, and I'll never forget that. There's lots of other people I'd like to say hello to, all my friends on Hop, anyone that else that knows me through Facebook, and really just to say that, yeah, I don't know whose idea that was, but hey, it's Christmas Eve, and I'm in the spirit of things now, and I hope everyone else is, and I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful day, and I will look forward to seeing you all soon. I don't know if it will be before the new year or just after, but if it's not, please have a great one, and take care everyone, and love you all. Bye.